Hey guys, it's a nice rainy day out there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it looks really nice and calming. That's our little baby gifts that we got and signed nappies with little funny comments. Yeah, okay. So, hope you can even see me. Where's my pens? So, certain things about the company and us making sure that we're following the laws and compliance and everything else. Let me check if this video is even showing. I think I'm in the picture. I hope I'm in the picture. Does this go any higher? Or am I not really that tall as I think I am? Yeah, certain things like compliance and us following the law and our staff doing the work was really troubling me for the last few days, and it's made me like sit there, for hours and think about it, as I'm trying to fall asleep, and which has made me think about really not just the compliance, but really everything. Like, it made me go to what is our lives about? What is the nature of existence? I went from compliance of the company to the nature of existence. So trying to make it all make sense. And what are we actually doing here and all that kind of stuff. So there's lots of little topics I'd love to sort of bring up and talk about. And yeah, so the first thing is, I think just getting a feel for the world and where the world is going. I think one thing we must do as a company, and all companies I think will have to do it, is I think we have to be giving shares to the staff, So I think individuals want to be part of something that they're not only getting cash and money for wages, but they're also building something that eventually can hopefully give them a return. So I think there's a big need for that, and that ownership brings a lot of personal responsibility and a lot of hope and lots of good things for everyone. Just move my phone out of the way. It's gonna be crazy. A little sun is coming soon, so I presume it's gonna be little. Yeah, so we're going to do shares, right? So we'll get that ready. I think how we set that up and how we make it fair and how we resolve disputes and all that kind of stuff, I think there has to be some kind of like system where if people are given shares in the company, they can't really lose that. It's like owning a property. You can't even, you can't really lose it, So if there's a dispute between me and the shareholder, you still get to keep your shares, I guess. So, yeah. Unless there's some kind of serious offense or fraud, we pretty much want to look at the models of like very successful companies that started from very little and then became these massive worldwide brands, and everybody was successful out of it. That's what we're aiming for, So, yeah, so I guess, if the company starts off, really small and we distribute shares out, as it starts to expand and get bigger and bigger and bigger, so it's not like anybody's losing anything by giving shares. The company's not losing, I'm not losing anything. It's just we'll have more to distribute, and then you'll have the right to sell them and all that kind of stuff, or pass them on and all that kind of stuff. So we're trying to get this rolled out as soon as possible, so that there's some incentive to work here for everyone. So yeah, yeah. So my goal for this one my goal for today is to explain things in a way that I think if there's 8 billion people in the world, I'm hoping I can explain things in a way that no one else can, so that you will be able to benefit from it in your own life. So, yeah, hang in for the ride. Okay, so shares, right? So that's out of the way. What's the next topic that we need to discuss? Which is the next major topic is staff performance. So how do we get better at what we do? Competence. You know what I mean? So that's the next thing. So what is competence? C-O-M-P-O-T-E-N-C-E. Competence. So competence is not working hard, it's not working more hours, it's not trying harder. It's just, can you do it? I mean, can you do it? Can you put a tire in a car in? You know? Are you competent in that? So, I think some people are just not built for it. Like the human, not built for it. So I guess no matter what we do, you'll never be competent at that skill. So we can't put that pressure on you. We've got to change your role to something else. Or you need a bit of training. And that all comes down to, you know, learning, and you're willing to change and not let your storyline or your ego hold you back. Speaking of ego, so I don't like doing this, but it feels like, you know, the way I see the human, when I mean the human ego, I mean it's just the self-talk in your head, that little storyline in your head. You wake up every morning and you talk to yourself. Oh, okay, today my name is this. Every morning I wake up, I brush my teeth, I do this, I go to work. You know, that's a storyline, right? That's sort of like your ego. That's the ego I'm talking about. And so people will come to me and say, I want to, you know, succeed. You know, they want to succeed. S-U-C-E-E-D. They want to succeed at whatever they want to do. And it seems like it's their storyline, this thing that I call the ego, that holds them back. So if they're really sold on it's either you change your storyline, you know, that I never used to be good at being able to talk to people, but now as I've become better, I am good at talking to people. People like talking to me, especially strangers, and I'm good at convincing people of things, right? So that's your storyline. So it's either you change it yourself, or I have to sort of, or your managers or whatever have to sort of force the change. We have to break your ego. We have to, or life will break your ego, you know? You know, if you know, sort of lose your status in your job, or you lose your job, or whatever it is, that's like life saying, hey, you're not really fitting into the world. Your current skill set doesn't really, so you go back and you sort of reflect and you go, hey, maybe it's me, or you sort of, life will break your ego. Or we will sort of push you and sort of ask you to improve, you know, and just sitting there, you know, and you're like, oh man, I'm really frustrated. People are really questioning me, and you know, in that moment of turmoil, instead of like being, oh, this doesn't feel comfortable, I don't want this, I want to quit, you know, you've got to have a bit of grit, sit through it, and then you come out the other end where you've transformed your ego. So that's pretty much it. Give me 1 second. Yo, Scotty. It was a sign from the universe. That's why you called me. You can feel aura through the universe. I wouldn't say that. I'm just like, I know you're trying, and I'm just living on hope, I guess. You know what I mean? Yeah. Mm. 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 Yeah. 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 How was the guy today anyway? He looked pretty good. Like, he was really good, wasn't he? He was a nice guy. Oh, okay. Have you got anybody? Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay. Mm. Jeff will do it, Gary will do it, Sean will do it, Pipe Safe, Andrew will do it, there's lots of guys that will do it, Mm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Anybody, doesn't matter, like whoever's, suitable, Yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Nice, yeah, yeah. I think we had a handyman in Reservoir that jumped on as well. I sent you a text about him as well. He was pretty nice. I met him. Yeah. Mm. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, yeah. Mm. Yeah. Yeah.